And this is what I tell my agents, um, there's always a way to can, make money, distress properties, door knocking, cold calling, buyers, sellers, open houses, you know. But before that, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. It's like if you're trying to sell a product, if you don't believe in your product, how are you going to be able to go ahead and sell it?
Right.
And now, with my respect, there's some people out there that are like, they're in real estate, and they're not, with my respect, they don't even own a property.
So let me take my jacket
That's fine. You can wear whatever you want. I don't care. Not like we're going to do like a job interview, no?
Yeah, it's a job interview.
Okay, so we got to look to the camera. How does this, what do you do?
No, no, we just talk, man. I mean, if you want to, you can look at the camera, but test, test, test.
Hello, hello,
One,
hello, hello.
2, 3.
My best time ever, that's what it is. And then, at this point, my goal is to do
3 hours and 10 minutes.
3 hours and 10 minutes. Yes. That's
That's how to run 26 miles.
26 miles. Yes. And actually, it was raining. I remember that day it was raining, and then I remember I finished this race with a couple of my friends, and then we were so excited that we finished all together.
Damn, that's crazy, man. Um, 26 miles in 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So it's kind of like but back then, I used to run for time like that. To just run faster and faster and faster, and then that was my best time. That actually helped me to qualify for Boston. You know, I qualified for Boston. So I went to Boston the following year, and then I qualified again for Boston the following LA Marathon. No, Long Beach Marathon. I qualified again for Boston, so I did it twice. Boston already.
But do you have so like is Boston harder to qualify than LA or what is it?
No, what it is, kind of like, well, all depends on the course too, but all depends. What I do is kind of like, there's no way anybody can go ahead and go to Boston and say, I want to go ahead and run it.
No?
It's by invitation only, and you
Really?
have to qualify.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it goes by your age group and your speed, you know.
But
So
in the LA one, anybody can do it.
LA, anybody can go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
But if you're
yeah.
trying to qualify for Boston, yes, you have to do by age, your age group and speed, And if you go online and you can see Boston qualification, all depends on your age. It will tell you how fast you can go ahead and, how fast you have to run to qualify, And I mean,
The most that I've done, and this is without training, and I'll say that I'll say it proudly. The most that I've done is like maybe 15 miles in one day.
50 miles one day.
15 one day just running. Like, all right, no training, no nothing. Like, let me just go run. And I was done 15 miles and my toes were like bruised, like black.
Yep, that happens.
Yeah, and I'm like, and it was hurting. And the thing is, as I slowed down,
Uh-huh.
I would cramp up. Like I felt it like
But you did
bad.
you did it without training or anything like that? That's
Huh?
what that's what you did. You did it without training. That's what you did.
Yeah, just because I've always ran, right? Like I've
Uh-huh.
always ran. I've always played sports, and I just ran. I just just go for a run. And I remember I caught myself off of baseline and Cherry. I was right, I think like by baseline and Cherry, and I tried to slow down because you're running, you get in a groove, whether it's fast or slow. But I was running, and then I tried to slow down, and I felt everything start to cramp up.
Yeah.
And then it was like you can't stop. Like you just if you stop, you're done. Like you're just not gonna run anymore. So I just had to keep going. And then by the time I got home, I looked at like my toes, and they were already turning like the nails,
Yeah.
all machucados, all messed up. And then when I used to live in Culver City, that one I think was like 10 miles, 10 to 11 miles. But I used to do that often. So the 10 to 11 miles I did all the time. Where I live, there's like a little bike trail behind
Okay.
the house. And so I would take the bike trail all the way to Marina Del Rey, and then I would rent a bike, and then I would go down Marina Del Rey to Dockweiler Beach. I'd go
Okay.
biking, And then if I had enough time on other days, like I would first go to the pool. So they have a big Olympic pool in Culver City. So I would go swimming and then I go running, like trying to be a
Triathlon, yeah,
triathlon.
yeah.
That was fun, man. That was when I used to live out there. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I was gone like all day long. So like when I see your videos, man, I'm like, fuck.
I think you did a hike with us. I remember we went to Mount Baldy for a hike, and we did like
You
a
killed
that
me,
day. I think
man.
we did like I think it was 10 miles.
I don't know, man, but that's probably at the height of my feet problem
Oh yeah.
because my feet still
Well,
hurt.
you finished. I remember that you finished.
I will finish. I'll always finish.
I remember I was trying to laugh at you, like say, you know what? Yeah, one more mile and we're gonna be done. And you ended up going all the way to like some people that don't know this goes Saddleback. That's where we went.
We didn't go to the ice house.
We did went to the house, but right there with this flat,
Uh huh.
it's called Saddleback.
Oh,
It's called
okay,
the
okay.
ice house. So you go all the way to the top, and then from there, there's two peaks. You can go to the left or to the right. If you go to the left, that's the Rancho Cucamonga Peak. Some people say no, they don't know that. And then or if you go to the right, that's Ontario Peak.
Hmm.
So there's actually people that go over there and hike all the way to the top, and they spend the night over there. They do camping,
Really?
and in the morning when the sunrise, it's nice to go ahead and see the stuff.
You can camp up there? They'll
Yeah, you
let
can
you?
camp over there. Yeah, of course.
Hmm.
I've seen people over there. That's why if you go like there like any weekend, you can see people carrying the backpacks and going all the way out there to like.
So, like for example, this is the thing you were saying. So the when I first went to Mount Baldy,
Uh-huh.
like I went to the peak, right?
Okay.
I don't know if people train, but I didn't train. So like my friend said, "Hey, do you want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll
So
go."
you went to the summit where they got the play all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. That's the summit. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
if you know, I don't know if you know this or not. They found a guy, the actor who was last. He was last for almost a month. He died out there.
who did?
It's an actor from Hollywood.
Uh-huh.
He came to the summit, when we had the first rain and snow,
Uh-huh.
and he hiked by himself. He hiked all the way out there. He got lost
Recently?
recently last month, and then barely found it after a month. Of course,
Oh
he was dead.
wow.
Yeah, but so people, I mean, that, because you've been out there. But when it's snow, and ice, I mean, it's really, really bad.
There's a place when we were walking up there, I don't know what you call it, but I remember like, you're let's say we're going up this way, and then up in the distance, it just looked like a little sliver
Yeah,
of like
that's
just
called the devil's backbone.
yes.
Yeah.
That I'm like, no, I'm not. No, thank you. Um, and then obviously people are walking with their, walking sticks. I'm like, I don't want to use walking sticks, but
Well, it's not bad. Like once you start, like, I mean, I love that little part, the devil's backbone, because when you get to the point, you can see to the north side, you can see Brightwood, and to
mhm.
the the south side, yeah, you can go ahead and see Rancho Cucamonga and Upland. So that's what dividing like Mount Baldy, the north part is Brightwood, and the south part is Rancho Cucamonga.
Because
Yeah,
where we went, where you took me, you could see Victorville in the high
yeah,
desert.
but we went to a summit,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
is a different hike. The
Okay.
summit, we went to the ice house. I'm sorry, the summit is a different hike.
Mm.
Because that one you go like west from the ice house, which is higher too.
Yeah.
You know.
It's I don't know, man. I like going with people because yeah, it's nice, but I enjoy being out there on my own.
Yeah.
Like it's Diego, obviously Diego, he goes hiking and running and biking with like friends and stuff, and it's always cool to go with people, but sometimes being in nature for me, it's just like just I enjoy the alone part.
Yeah. That's what I do too. Like
Well, that's what you do every day, right?
that's what I do every day. But lately, like, I'll be honest with you. The last time that I went to the summit, that it was snowing, and then that was on my birthday, like probably like right before COVID.
When you turn 21?
Yeah, when I turned 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to the summit. Crazy things. I wanted to go ahead and do the summit when it was snowing, crazy. So when I was getting to the top, there was this blizzard, like really bad, and it was cold. Couldn't feel my fingers, and it was so bad. Like it was like so bad, and when I got to the top, and I said, what I'm trying to go ahead and improve, like,
Yeah.
it was nice. It was a very good experience. but never again. Then I can go ahead and do it with the snow. Nothing to risk. Like the guy that passed away. Oh, so many people passed away there. When it's snowing.
Did you have gloves on or
I
no?
had gloves and everything. I was prepared, but still, it was crazy to be out there. That was like probably like about 5 years ago. The day after Christmas. Was away by myself. Of course, going out there, going hiking. I saw some people out there.
It's funny because when I went to Hawaii, I swam out into the middle of the ocean. So we stayed at this hotel, and I could see that there was a reef like way out in the ocean, and I could see people walking on it. So it's like a little bay area. It's called Turtle Bay.
Yeah.
So the bay, and then out in the middle of the ocean, there's like people walking. And I told Laura, I was like, I'm gonna go out there. And she's to this day, she tells me, she goes, I was so worried. I thought you were gonna die. She goes, I could see you like struggling to swim. And I remember being in the ocean thinking, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like this, I'm struggling. I'm really, really struggling. I don't want to look like a fool because people could see me. I had the GoPro on, and finally I made it to the place, and I'm like, now I gotta go back. Now I gotta swim all the way back, and I ended up swimming towards like I don't know, like the reef on the side. But I would look down and I could see the ocean. I could see everything. I was wearing what do you call those? Those flip flop things.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know what you're doing.
I was wearing those, and I had the mask on, and I had my GoPro on. I put on my GoPro. But what you're saying is like when you went and your hands were cold and it's freezing, you're like, what the fuck? Like, what am I trying to prove? Like, I could die.
Yeah.
Something could happen.
And actually, that's what I was thinking. And then it was crazy because I think there was like 3 weeks before that, my daughter's high school teacher. He was working for the sheriff department rescue team, and he went to rescue somebody out there to Mount Valley 2 weeks before that, and then he something happened to him. He went down, hit his head, and he passed away there. And I was there, 2 weeks later, 2 3 weeks later after that, and I was kind of like,
Do you take a knife with you?
knife.
Yeah.
No, why? For what? Are you afraid of the birds or not? No, no, I never take no knife with me, dude. There's no cholos over there.
But that's what I'm saying, though. You got to carry a knife because what if it's like a bear comes at
There's
you?
no way you're gonna go ahead and do nothing to the bear with a knife, dude. I can tell you that.
Poke his eye
Oh
out.
yeah, yeah. That bear's gonna take the knife and he's gonna stop me.
or or bobcats.
I see vodkas out there,
That's what I'm saying.
but you
But
know
take a
what?
knife.
I haven't seen any bears out there, but vodkas, yeah, I've seen a couple of those. And I'm like, if you don't mess with them, they don't mess with you. Then, that's the thing.
It's I went camping the first time. I saw my brother Mike, and we camped off the 101 on the way to Santa Barbara. So on the like right off the freeway, and it was like by the beach. And as soon as I got in the tent, I thought, I don't have a weapon. Like that was my first thing. Like not because of animals, right? But because of people. Because it's the 101, the
Yeah,
freeway, the beach, ocean, trees. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, I don't have a weapon.
yeah.
So when I would go hiking, I would never tell anybody where I went. I'm like, I would just go.
I used to be like that too, but lately, I told my family, you know what, like, I'm gonna be going somewhere for a run.
Well, you have to now.
Yeah,
I think. Well, you seen that movie, the 27 hours?
yeah. I've seen that movie before.
Yeah, that's a scary situation right there. What is your? Because I know that you run all the time, and you're obviously preparing for the marathon. But what is your like morning routine look like? Do you have a routine?
My morning routine is kind of like, well, right now it's like I'm really focused on the LA Marathon, and then, but my routine is kind of like wake up like around like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Between that, you
Oh,
know,
let me ask. Do you have an alarm clock, or is it just?
no, it's already there. It's already. I wake up like no matter what, like at that time,
Yeah,
and then right now it's kind of like different because I change the time,
yeah.
but still kind of like wake up, like I don't check my phone at all, you know, because I mean, I used to sleep with my phone right next to my bed, and now I shut the phone at nighttime. Especially because I got the phone connected to the websites and stuff like that, and
Like your phone's going off like all night.
yeah, especially with all those websites, bandit signs. The phone was ringing all the time, like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, or when somebody's like searching in my website, I can my I get like some kind of notification saying someone in your website.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like I wake up between I would say 4:30 and 5 o'clock the latest. Trying to go ahead and meditate. Like of course, have to go ahead and uh, count my blessings every morning. That I was able to go ahead and open my eyes, and then after that, and then stretch, a little bit, and then I listen my audiobook for like at least like 15, 20 minutes.
What are you listening to right now?
Right now, I just got a new book from Goggins, David Goggins. He got a
Oh,
new
okay.
book. I got that one, and I just finished motivation. Um, Motivation. I got the name right there. Motivation. I just finished that one. Very good book. It makes you think. About a lot of things. Like
The David Goggins ones or the other
the
one?
other one. The other
Okay.
one. Yeah. I usually try to pick a book. I can finish a book kind of like in a week. Because audiobooks is easy.
Yeah.
I go to the gym. I do listen music at the gym, but first I have to be able to. I'm gonna go ahead and like listen. Some of the audiobooks for at least like half an hour to an hour.
So like when you meditate, is it like always purposeful? Is it like and what I mean by that is it like have you practiced because someone taught you to meditate, or is it more just like being with yourself and like just kind of picturing your day, or what does your meditation look like?
That's what it is. Kind of like just to wake up and be able to say, you know what, like try to um, try to wake up with a different how do you say, from different way, or what different approach, I would say this, different approach to every single day. Because no matter what, like we go through a lot of stuff, in this kind of business, and you have to be you have to clear your mind every single morning. Like because if you carry a problem from the day before to the next day, that's gonna stay in your head, and you wake up in the morning thinking about that. That's not a good way to go and start your day. Trying to go ahead and clear that. Meditate. To say, what, today is gonna be a good day. Today this is gonna happen. And this is what I want this day to be.
Yeah.
I already picture my day, no matter what.
I think sometimes people don't understand what meditation is. They picture it just, like like this type of meditation, which
Exactly.
is sure that's meditation. Um, but I meditate. This is gonna sound weird, but I meditate in the shower.
You meditate in the shower, which is good. I mean, whatever you do, but you have to meditate. I was reading a book, and the book was saying that doesn't matter where you're gonna be. It's people that they're in jail,
Hmm.
and they meditate. They learn how to go ahead and meditate. You know, I don't say that I meditate. N- n- like like with candles and all that stuff. It's not a meditation. It's like thinking about you there, think count your blessings every
Hmm.
morning. That's the main thing you have to go ahead and do. That you're healthy, that you're able to go ahead and wake up. Problems, everybody's gonna have problems no matter what. All depends the way you're gonna approach problems.
Yeah.
The way the problem's gonna be affecting you. If you want the problem to be affecting you, all day long, you wake up early in the morning, you start thinking about that, and then you go to work. You're gonna be so stressed out. But think, well, like
What
uh,
are you thankful for?
I thank you because like my family are healthy. Work. Then able to go ahead and do what I love to do. Real estate. That's what I love to do. Like it doesn't matter which market it is. That's what I'm thankful. Like there's of course different approach to this market, but or any market. I've been doing this for a while. That's what you got to be thankful. Like pretty much. That you're able to go ahead and have you had the ganas to be able to go and start a day, to go out there, to work, to hustle, to talk to people, like to help people more than anything. That's what it is.
It's funny because when I used to work in LA, when I lived out there in Culver City, I used to talk to these gentlemen. It's funny, man. When I worked in South Central, and it's different. You know what I mean? Like culturally, it's different. And when I would ask them, because I always just I like to talk to people. I like to get to know people. I like to people are interesting to me. And I would ask them like, "Hey man, like how's your day?" And these are guys that were in the military and they would respond. There was two of them specifically. They were always together. Older men. And they would say, "Any day above ground, young man, is a good day." Because it's just perspective. At the end of the day, that's it, right? So what you're saying is you want to wake up in the morning, you want to have the right perspective, you want to appreciate what you have, you want to count your blessings. Um, but sometimes people forget what they have. And people sometimes forget what they don't have. So I dated someone several years ago that this girl had cancer.
Hmm.
And so what I would tell people is like be thankful for what you don't have. You don't have cancer, right? Because, well, what am I going to be thankful for? There's plenty of things to be thankful for, but if you can't be thankful for something, be thankful you don't have something else. And so, yeah, man, our days are it's. I mean, imagine us talking about our days and we're bitching and complaining and moaning about this escrow fell apart because I don't know the client went and bought a car. But imagine what a nurse has to go through. Imagine what a cop has to go through. Like I think about that because I have friends that are nurses, I have friends that are cops, and their life is on the line. Like as a police officer, every single day, every time they pull over a car, every time they get called out to something, like something can happen to them. I could lose my friend, or a nurse who just lost a child in the ER, and I'm over here like, damn it, this escrow fell apart because rates went up. Like I love my job and I want to help that family get into that home, but then the right perspective when I do those meditations, when I sit in the shower, I just sit there. I sit there, with the water. I don't something about water calms me.
But you know what it is? I think what it is, excuse me to interrupt, it's, you taking that personal, and that's going back to the same thing when I wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, get frustrated when something like that happened, but you know what, like, you're not gonna let whatever happened ruin your day. The next
Yeah.
day, it's not gonna be the end of the world. You will have, you're gonna be blessed with more business, and then you're gonna be able to go ahead and close more escrows. It was always a reason why the escrow didn't close. Like, there's you never know. There's always a why. Like, there's always like not saying because now because it didn't qualify. I think because I mean, um, it didn't close. God didn't allow that to close.
Hmm.
And it was for a reason. You know,
It's funny. That's what I tell buyers. If it doesn't happen, it didn't happen for a reason. And then when it does happen, I promise you it'll be 10 times better. And that's like a better house, a better payment, a better situation for the client. Like I don't think it's ever happened where something hasn't like a transaction hasn't happened and then let's say we do it later and later was worse than like it's always better. It's always better. But when people are in that moment, it's hard for people to understand sometimes that hey, this is just temporary. Like this will end.
yeah,
Like this pain or this
exactly.
situation.
Okay. Um,
So those are the calls that you get like in the middle of the morning if you
yeah,
don't
that's
turn
what
off
I
your
call
phone?
those are the kind of calls that I get like at 3 o'clock in the morning. Usually by 10 o'clock, 9:30 or 9. If I'm home, like turn on my phone and I put it in the bathroom. That way I don't have the temptation to go ahead and open my phone. Like, you know,
I had to do that too, man. Um, because obviously everything that we do is East Coast.
yeah,
When we're
of course.
talking about like interest rates and the stock market and the bond market and the news. So I remember when I was 21,
Okay.
and I mean, I would just it would be super early in the morning when I was getting messages, super early in the morning, and like my sleeps were restless. Like I would not get a good thorough sleep because either the phone was buzzing or I knew I was gonna get an email like super early in the morning. Now it's like notifications are off. Like I don't. I'll get to it when I get to it. It's not urgent. Like no one's dying right now, right? Like there's business hours for a reason, or we schedule appointments for a reason. But I think that if someone's just starting off in the industry, a lot of times they want to always be available. They always want to answer. Availability is great, but also peace of mind is better.
Um, I get it, kind of like, I mean, sometimes like, sometimes you have to go and, I know we like self-employed and we work for, deal, the trust deal, and then, and of course, like, in my case, I got my agents,
Yeah.
they wanna, they got a question, like, I got people that working for me, and then they're always looking for me, but also there's kind of like, there's also a time for yourself.
Yeah.
Like the thing is kind of like you say when I go on vacation, you know, I
We
don't,
all like your vacation videos, by the way.
you love my vacation videos, yeah.
You
So
love your vacation.
yeah, what I'm trying to go ahead and do is not to answer any phone calls unless I have to, But I mean, like, unless like it's really persistent, that's what I tell my assistant, like, unless something
Yeah.
really important, like, yes, contact me, like, send me a test, like, but usually that they're pretty good, they don't bother me like at all. And then when I come back, yeah, I had to deal with whatever it was, But I mean, yeah, it's hard. It's hard, like and lately everything's is like online, leads, landing page, and then I got everything connected to my cell phone, Um, that's a routine that I have, I don't have to connect that to my phone. I can go ahead and like like connect it, to another agent from my office, or whatever. But I want to make sure that the client is like taking care of that lead. You see, man, you're getting those calls too, like,
Yeah, I
you know,
mean, at the end of the day, I think it's your baby, right? So your business is your baby, and your baby's important. It's what's fed you. It's what's kept your family warm and a roof over your head and shelter. And sometimes others don't realize how long it took you to like get there or appreciate the struggle that it took you to get there. And so, um, I completely understand. Like again, obviously, like on my phone, it's like everything's set up and a bunch of emails and texts and all this information. But then it also gets to a point where it's like I do need like me time. Like if it's 11 o'clock at night and like, is it important? Is it urgent? Can I do something about it right now? Probably not. And I have worked with clients that are obviously, like I said, like that are first responders. For first responders, I have to be available because their schedule is just completely different. We've had a lot of clients that are in that field, and we have to be available at particular hours for them. But if you're a 9 to 5 employee and you're calling me at 11 o'clock at night, I'm gonna pick up. But if it's just a random question,
yeah.
then you know,
Like, you've been doing this for a while. Like, sometimes we get, with all my respect, we get this kind of client that they had all kinds of questions, and they call you at 10:30, at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and then I mean, sometimes I had to, kind of like say, hey, it is 10 o'clock at night.
yeah.
It's not like it's like I'm pretty sure if you're trying to go ahead and call your lawyer, you're not gonna call your lawyer at 10 o'clock at night, or
No,
your
and it's
doctor.
and it's more or less like, hey, you know what? I'm watching a movie with family. I just stepped out really quick. Like, how can I help you? If it's a simple question, hey, you know what? Not a problem. I'll give you a call back tomorrow at 8 a.m. If it's, hey, George, the roof is falling apart. I need my insurance guy. I don't know what to do. Past client. Okay, then maybe I can jump on something like that. But it's I think it's establishing personal boundaries. So like what you said, it's like you have a particular morning routine where you're waking up, you're meditating, then you're doing your stretching. That's time blocked personal time for Javier. And then you're running. You're running every day. You almost run every day.
Yeah, that's what. Well, right now because I got the LA marathon coming, but kind of like after this weekend, then I go to my normal routine. Like I wake up, meditate a little bit, like then and then listen my audiobook, go to the gym. I'm usually like at the
Yeah,
gym
you're
because
super buff, man. I've seen those videos too.
trying
I watch
like
your stories, man.
thank you. But you know what? COVID changed a lot of stuff around. So that's one of the things I was running for the longest time, and little by little started like lifting. Like
Yeah.
there's something else that I love to go ahead and do. I mean, I'm not any younger anymore. Like I'm not really young. Like but I'm trying to be in shape. I'm
Está
trying.
bien, mango, Javier.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'll take the compliment. But still, kind of like I mean, um, I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to be the average guy. You know, I'm trying to go ahead and push myself to
Yeah.
something. I mean, and always for people, age is just a number. If this person can go ahead and do something, you have to go ahead and do it too.
How many guys? Okay, and this is gonna sound weird, but when you go somewhere and then you're in a room and you could tell that maybe it's people that are either younger and older,
Okay.
but a lot of times I bet you've had this thought: I'm older than that guy and I look better, or that guy that's my age, damn, he looks like crap. He doesn't take care of himself. You take care of yourself.
I,
Ever since I've met you, you take care of yourself.
I try. I
That's
try.
what I'm saying though. So it's not like the average is so low. The bar is so low. Most people are not, let's say, watching what you eat. You watch what you eat, like your intake and obviously the working out and the lifting weight. And most of the times I talk to you, you're doing something to not necessarily maintain, but try to improve. And that not only in your business, but also like physically. Like I don't like why should we just let ourselves go? I care about how I look. I you
Which is
know,
good.
I
Which is
have
good.
to.
Which is good. I mean, and it's kind of like you had to have a discipline. I watch what I eat a lot. Some people they don't know this, but I watch what I eat a lot. Being Mexican, I cut tortillas since COVID. I haven't eaten tortillas. I don't eat no beans. I don't eat no rice. You know, and then
Do you
since
cry a little at night because of that or no?
no, not at all, not at all. I mean, I just got used to. It's a discipline. Now, why? Because I mean, I was in the past I was running a lot, so I was able to go ahead and maintain that. When I start running less because I'm doing more like uplifting weights now. And then and this personal trainer that I hired like a while back, and then he told me like if you want to go ahead and gain muscle, you're gonna have to go ahead and stop running.
Yeah.
So I gave something, which is my running a little bit. I still run like a during the well right after the marathon I only run for like a once a week, twice a week now. And then I watch what I from there I watch what I eat, a lot.
Yeah.
I don't drink no beer. You know, uh, right now it's gonna be like 3 months without alcohol. You know, no alcohol, and then
Yeah, it's another thing too. Like sometimes you and I talk and about going to an event and it's like I'm not drinking right now. And you do that quite a bit throughout the year too.
yeah, exactly, man. I remember like I went to the Diet World Series over in Dallas, Texas during COVID, and
Yeah.
I got zero alcohol.
Hmm.
And last year I went to Super Bowl. I mean, I was lucky enough to be at the Super Bowl for my Rams, by the way. And then I was there without, a drop of alcohol. 2 weeks ago, I went to the RIMAS convention, which it gets really wild there because everyone is happy. Everyone's happy,
Well, you guys are all celebrating. I saw your awards. You
Yeah,
came on stage and congrats, man.
oh,
Congrats
thank
on
you,
that.
thank you. And yeah, so brought Vegas without alcohol, and it's like I don't struggle, it's just discipline. That's what I want to go ahead and yeah, after the LA marathon, yeah, I can go ahead and probably start drinking a little bit, but that's what it is, and people that know me, they know I do this detox like at least like once a year. I do this since January 1st all the way to like the end of March. That's what I do.
3 months.
3 months. Um, what I started doing the last couple of years is like I detox also from social media. So I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you noticed, like
Yes.
from January to like I would say to the end of February, I did 2 months without social media at all.
What was your experience with that?
My experience was like I was able to go ahead and like enjoy. I would say enjoy. Like I was able to go ahead and like put attention what I was doing more, especially when I had a free time.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't know how much time you spend on social media. You know, or get you get distracted. We're talking about this
Yeah.
before. But if you I completely log off, and then I have people that contact me to see if I was okay because
Yeah.
they noticed I wasn't posted anything. But I guess like you need that. You need to go away from that. Um, I'm not gonna be lying to you. Like the first 2 weeks, there was kind of like tempting for me to go. I didn't do it. You know, and then I mean, after 2 months, I was thinking should I again or not. And I did.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because I got a lot of notifications. A lot of people tag me. Some people that were looking for me to see if I was okay. Some people they don't have my cell phone number, but they were looking for me online. That was okay. I needed it. I think that's I was concentrating to go ahead and do other things in my free time. That's the thing.
It's I always say about social media, it's self-inflicted noise. So we don't need it, but we do it to ourselves. Um, I have all my notifications off on all social media. All like obviously my social media.
Yeah,
It's like I can't if I had notifications, this phone would just not stop ringing.
yeah,
So I have all notifications off. The only thing that's important is obviously let's say work, um, or family or something like that. As far as emails and texts, but it's I've I hide my icons,
uh huh,
on my phone instead of them being on my home screen. I put them in a folder. So like I created a folder and then I'll put all the icons in there so that I'm not tempted to just kind of look at my home screen and immediately open up the app, or I have to search for it. So if I want to check Instagram, I have to search, Instagram, and then it'll bring up the icon. It's just like an extra step, because it
you make it
can't.
hard to yourself to be able to go ahead and be there. Like
Yeah, yeah,
like
make it harder, and you're just not as present, right? Like in every situation, if social media is there, and it's not purposeful, it's easy, it's fun. I just watch funny videos or dancing videos or motivational stuff. So it's like it's kind of a distraction, and because it I would say I have ADD. I mean, I know I was when I was a kid, they told me I did. So it's very easy for me to get distracted. And so I can look at stuff and I can still concentrate and I could still do other stuff. Um, but when I was sick, well, you called me when I was sick.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
dude, that was the second day of my fever. That night, I was so sick.
Yeah, and it was crazy, I know we've been working together for so long, and then it's really rare for you not to reply back. I know if you're busy, you reply back, I'm busy, I call you back, or you usually call me back, or you pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, we were working on a team for so many years, and so I didn't get no reply at all. So it's kind of like that day, and then again, we're in a different market, and we talk about
Hmm.
this, like we had to adjust. It's like we got this by the call. He didn't call 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
He called me like I think it was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and
Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning.
he wanted to go ahead and meet up that day with the lender, and then like oh shoot, man, like man, I call you, you don't answer, like oh man, and then I struggled a little bit, because I was able to go ahead and meet up with the client, but I mean that was strange, and then you call me, you say you were sick,
Oh,
you
dude,
know.
I had a fever. I had to leave work on Friday because I felt sick. Obviously, it was starting to hit me. Then Saturday, so I had a fever from Friday to Tuesday. And Tuesday is when you call the office.
Yeah,
And Tuesday, Diana texts me and she's like, "Hey, George, are you all right? Javier called the office and he said he talked to you Saturday that you sounded really bad and he was checking in because he was looking for you." And again, like the girls didn't know, but I had a fever for
yeah,
5 days. I turned off my phone. So no social media, no nothing. And then what's funny is when I logged in, is a bunch of messages like, "Hey, are you all right? Are you all right? Are you all right?" Because people are used to
See, like
seeing
that.
me often.
Yeah, I was getting the stuff like that too. People that have my cell phone, they were texting me or they were calling me. And the strange thing, this is what happened, George. It's kind of like Facebook and Instagram, they know how much time you spend with them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because I was getting emails from Facebook. I don't know if you got it or not before, like, I don't know. Uh, but I was getting emails from Facebook saying, you know what, like so and so tag you. It's been a while since the last time you log in. Somebody has on like a new post.
Oh
They were
yeah.
trying to go ahead and kind of like make you log in. And then Instagram too, that was the same thing,
Yeah.
you know. And then so you know what, like, I mean, that's telling you how much they know about you, like, I mean, but I mean, like, I can tell you, like, you need to detox. I mean, at least in my case, to detox once in a while, like,
I mean, the thing is, so sorry to interrupt, but like again, you're super busy, right? You have a team that you run. Um, Obviously your family. So it's like family first, business second, and then within that business, it's not only your team members, but then it's also your clients, and it's a ton of clients,
yeah,
a ton of clients, and so you're constantly being bombarded by just so many things, and then you add social media. So it's like, I don't need this right now. Like I already have so much in my brain that I need to do that detox. And same thing for me. Same thing for a lot of people. It's like, man, you need to step away, go on a run, go on a bike, do your meditation, the things that you do. It's like they all help, but sometimes people are just, I don't know if they just don't take inventory. That's what I would call it, inventory of what's really going on. Um, but you got to do what's best for you. And if not being on social media is a thing, then yeah, don't be on social media.
yeah, that's what it is, like, and social media to me is kind of like it's 50-50. Some people they live in the world, fantasy world,
Yeah.
which is kind of like it's hard to go ahead and believe, and some people they're like really honest, that's, I mean, you get both sides right there,
Have you met a lot of people on social media that then when you see them in person, they're not the same?
they're not the same. They're not the same, or people that talk about, you know,
Money
money
or
or
production?
production or things like that. I mean, they're not the same. Um, but I mean, nothing wrong with that. I mean, if they want to go ahead and lead in a world like that, that's fine. But I mean, that's what it is. And that's what social media is. Like, you can be somebody that you wanted to be just in
Yeah.
social media. And some people they want to go ahead and believe in that. That's the thing. And then social media is good. It can help you, but also can go ahead and hurt you. And then if you don't know how to use social media, you can get into trouble. And then I see people bringing like personal stuff to social media, using that before too, you know. And then I don't think that you can go ahead and combine both things, or some people they put like a lot of personal stuff in there.
I've seen people go through stuff on social media, like stuff, life, but they share it, and it's like that's not good. Like there's certain things that maybe you can tell the world and maybe you relate to them or whatnot, but when I've seen certain things, I'm like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have posted that. Like that's not a good look, right?
Yeah,
Like that's
exactly.
that's just not a good look, especially if you're, let's say, a business person. Obviously what we do, there's a certain decorum or a certain way that maybe we should portray ourselves. I think I'm more open. I know I'm more open with my audience and the people that follow me. Like like I'm not perfect, but my persona is like I have to work, and then obviously there's a side of me that's like a little bit more personable. But sometimes people just put too much out there, man, and I'm just like, damn, this is
Yeah, I
crazy.
get it. They put a lot of stuff, but with all respect, everyone's different.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I do the detox, and then really, really helped me, and even my daughter was surprised, like she goes, "Oh, you've been without social media for so long," and then she was kind of like, she was
How's
kind
she
of,
liking her new job?
she loved it. She loved it. I mean, she's doing fine. She's working with this law firm, and then now she's applying for different schools to see what school she's gonna be going for law school.
Mm.
She's doing fine.
What law does she want to study?
She wants to go kind of to do like worker compensation, discrimination, and all the stuff. That's what she's doing right now. What she's working right now,
In
like a
Riverside?
no, right here in Ontario,
Oh, okay,
but
good.
it's in Arena. Yeah, that's what she's been doing. The stuff.
Um, so going back to your routine really quick. So the meditation, the book, the workout or the run, then you go back home. I'm sure you eat, right? Eat breakfast? Is that what you do next?
I'm not really like a breakfast person. Like a maybe like a yeah, once in a while I eat like egg whites, spinach, But of course, one thing that I do in the morning is my protein shake.
Yeah, you have your little, what's that, Brobex or something?
Yeah, yeah, I get the stuff, and then do my protein shake, and then once in a while do like egg whites. Right now because school I drink some coffee in the morning just to get me going.
Yeah.
Get to the office all like ready to go. I'm trying to be at the office by 9 o'clock in the morning. The latest 9 o'clock, and then 9:30 if something happen, and then I go straight to my CRM. That's what I do every morning. Go check all those leads. Follow ups. Um, I that's my block that time between 9 and 12. I will say that. You
So,
know,
so in between 9 and 12, it's like database, whether it's callbacks, whether it's follow up, well, callbacks and follow up. Um, is it proactive? Like meaning like, okay, I have a list of things that I need to do proactively that you set up the day before or weeks before? Or is it like responding to stuff that just came in? Or is it a combination of
it
both?
goes. I mean, I think you're familiar with my system.
Yeah.
Like so I even though I got my system there, you know, then I got another whoever's in the system that's called like warm leads. Getting warm. Then they get transferred to to another spot. Like not another spot, like another application, which those are the ones that start calling first. So they were calling me. They were looking for properties over the weekend, and things like that. Those are the people that start calling every morning. The market chain lately, not lately, I open up more to like also because I do a lot of stuff work here. I do lately it's more to buyers, sellers. I go after distressed properties too. Um, and then that's what I've been doing. Like when once those people that click on my website, they want to know how much their homes are, going for. I got a Google paid ad is that they say like pay cash for your house,
Yeah.
and they go and want to go ahead and get an estimate, then I have to follow up with those people.
Well, see, like at the end of the day, like when I look at you, it's like there's that opportunity, right? So you can help someone buy a house, you can help someone sell their house, and you can help someone that has a distressed property that maybe can't go to market with how ugly it might be or issues or problems where a buyer technically can't purchase it. You can actually help them with that too.
Exactly. I mean, and as a realtor, I mean, you've been in the business too. Like um, there's so much opportunities out there. There's so much ways to go ahead and make money. Of course, regular retail buyers, sellers. Okay. Um, then you can go ahead and do lately that the market Airbnb market. Like you can go ahead and get into that too. Called the flipping.
Hmm.
That you get a property. And then of course you buy it from the owner. The distressed property. We're not scared. We get properties with tenants, bad tenants. With city issues, with the
Oh, I've seen some of those
you see in the
houses.
houses. I get people with
I gotta
like
walk in there with a hazmat suit.
exactly. I mean, it gets really bad. Like you're not gonna believe. Like I mean, sometimes I remember one time that I was ready to go to the office and somebody called me that they got this house in San Bernardino. So I walk into this house, man, and house was so bad. It smelled really bad. The tenants, they were doing drugs in there. That was so bad. And then the stuff stayed in my head. And then I remember, and I went back home and take a shower.
Yeah.
Take out my clothes in the garage and walk into my shower. And then take a shower. Like change clothes again. But I mean, people they don't see that.
Yeah.
And then I mean, we go through a lot of stuff. And others tell people is there's always way to make money. That's the thing. And this is what I tell my agents, um, there's always a way to can, make money, distress properties, door knocking, cold calling, buyers, sellers, open houses, you know. But before that, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. It's like if you're trying to sell a product, if you don't believe in your product, how are you going to be able to go ahead and sell it?
Right.
And now, well, my respect, there's some people out there that are like, they're in real estate, and they're not, well, my respect, they don't even own a property.
Right.
Okay, they're trying to sell a property to someone, and then they don't even own a property.
Yeah.
And remember, that's your product. You're trying to close somebody to go ahead and buy a house. Okay, the same thing with Airbnb. You're trying to convince somebody to buy Airbnb, but you don't even own one.
Right.
You know, you have to believe in your product. If you don't believe in your product, nothing's going to happen.
What
Now,
would you say someone can do to help them believe in themselves?
this is what tell people. I was having a conversation with somebody in my office today, and then I was telling this person, if you believe in your product, you're trying to convince your investor to buy the house. I want to tell you a good way to go ahead and convince this guy. And he goes, okay, go ahead. And I told the guy, but you tell the investor that he put 50% down, and you put 50%, and you guys go 50-50. And you take over, the project.
Right.
And that's the way to go ahead and do it. Believe in your product. You believe that you can go ahead and, how do you call it, rehab the property and make some profit. Put your money on the table too and show this guy. Some of my very good investors, which is like, they're like really close to me. I mean, that's the way we started. You know,
It's put your money where your mouth is.
exactly. Believe in your product.
Yeah.
I believe in my product. If the numbers don't make no sense, why did I have to go ahead and try to sell this property to this investor? You know, if I don't believe in a in a program, the down payment assistance program,
Right.
how I'm gonna be able to go ahead and sell the product?
Right.
You know, I mean, you close some of my family members, with that program. It's a lot of my friends,
Yeah.
the down payment assistant, which lately we've been doing that. We've been doing that. I mean, if I don't believe in that, if I don't believe in that, there's no way I can sell the product. But I believe it. I believe in that. Why? Because as well, those people, they come back like after 3 or 4 years and they refi or they resell those houses, those houses, and that's your client right there. You know, the same thing with the sellers. You have to believe in that.
And would you say that people acquire believing in the product by gaining more knowledge, working on themselves? What can help someone believe in themselves more? Because at the end of the day, it's like believe in themselves and in the product, right?
Okay.
So, like for me, my example is obviously I do loans. And how can I help somebody understand a loan? Well, it's like I really got to understand the ins and outs of it. I really got to understand the pros and the cons and the strings that are attached. And then I look at like my mom, my dad, my brothers, family members. Is this a good loan product for them? Obviously it is. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. But I need to consume that information so I can convey it. And then I don't feel like I'm selling. It's more like I'm helping educate. So like for an agent who can work with buyers, with sellers, with, distressed properties, how can they begin to believe in themselves more? Like, is there
They have,
something?
I will say some of the agents, they're scared to go ahead and take the risk.
Yeah.
That's the thing, to invest. Again, they're trying to convince somebody to go ahead and buy a property, you know, even an investment property, but they're not doing it, I mean, they don't believe in it, bro. They don't believe in that.
So practice what you preach.
Exactly, exactly. And I saying this because I mean, I'm talking about some of the agents that have been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
The new agents, yeah, the rookies, young guys. I mean, of course, they don't know property yet. But this, I mean, time by time, like time is gonna help. You know, if you really want to stay in business, you're gonna be able to go ahead and make it happen. Grow your portfolio with properties. Invest in flips. Um, Flipping it's kind of slow right now for some of the investors. But still, like there's good deals out there. There's way to go ahead and make money.
Is
That's
it just being more I wouldn't call it cautious. I would say being more firm on the dollar amount that you're looking for now versus, let's call it, a year ago.
I think you're right. That's what it takes right now. I mean, numbers they had to make sense. You know, um, in the past we had a bracket. From the the minimum would be this bracket right here, and then now the bracket's big now right now. You know, I get bombarded every day with properties. Maybe like one, two property a day right now. Like, for some of the numbers they don't make no sense. And I asked
At all.
the wholesalers, like, you would buy this property?
Yeah,
You told me this property, is worth it so much when comparables from like a year and a half ago, a year
right.
ago. Come on, we're in a different market right now,
Yeah.
you know. Okay, I know you're trying to go ahead and make some money, which is nothing wrong with the wholesalers. I mean, I wholesale properties before, but then you have to go ahead and show people, you know, because that's the first thing we do, like, check comparables to see
Right.
what's happening right now. And yeah, I mean, everyone right now is looking for those margins, and then that's what I do. And then lately, like, we've been going because we got a group, we've been going to the
Mhm.
trusty sales, and then
How often do those happen?
you know what, believe it or not, there's stopped quite a few of those, but like, some of them, like, they're still going up in price. Like, I see, I was at, I think it was Riverside, and then people were overbidding in this property in Europa Valley. Yeah, and then it went
Recently?
recently, probably like, I think it was probably like a month ago. We're trying to go that direction, which is, I would say there's less competition,
Yeah.
but you got to do a lot of homework too. Less competition at the trust and the courthouse with the trustee sales. You just got to go ahead. You have to make sure it's the first lien, not the second lien. There's a lot of risk you're taking. But again, in order for you to sell the product, you have to be able to go ahead and take a risk too. And that's what that's what I had to jump into.
Well, since I met you, I remember the first time I met you, it was Fleming's?
Flemings,
No,
okay.
was it Fleming's?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's been a while, dude.
I want to say it was Fleming's. If not, it was a Pollo Loco. No, I want to say it was Fleming. I want to say it was Fleming. It'd be cool. Let's picture it was Fleming's.
Uh-huh.
And part of what I recall from that day to just even right now, um, and any conversation that we have, obviously, but I think I consider you a friend. Um, it's just perspective and professionalism, right? So it's like, yeah, we're friends, but also at the same time, when we're talking business, we're talking business. When you're talking numbers, you're talking numbers. When you're wanting to do a business transaction, is to say, well, for example, can I make money on this? The spreads are different, but you don't treat people, from what I've seen, maybe there's horror stories um, online or something, TMZ, but you're treating people with respect, and then you're treating your friends, kindly. And then if it's business, then it's like, okay, then let's focus on the numbers. And it's not to knock someone, but it's to say 1 + 1 = 2. Quit trying to tell me 1 + 1 = 3. Like, I know my math.
Yeah.
And that's what I've seen from you over and over again. Like, even, with the recent clients that we talked to this week, it's like, okay, well, you and I had a conversation as to what that client's looking for. Like what's in their best interest, right? Like, what can you present to them that's going to help them out, to incentivize them to potentially look at one thing versus another. But you've always told me that. You've always communicated that, and you've always given me information. It's not like you're not an open book. Like, anytime I go to your office, it's like an open book. Anytime you and I have a conversation, it's an open book. And obviously, you're, what I would consider, when I tell you jokingly, I want to grow up and be like Javier. It's like, when I talk to Laura, she's like, "Oh, how's Javier doing?" It's like, "Oh, I haven't seen him in a while." "Oh, well, Thomas, say hi." So it's like we have that friendship, we have that business side. You know, we work on transactions together. It's been several years, and there's a reason why we continue. What I would say, our team continues to work together because you have the ability to choose from many other lenders. But I think a lot of the things on a personal level and on a business level align.
Exactly. And then, I mean, you can tell, like, I mean, we closed quite a few transactions,
Yeah.
the team, my team and myself, with you guys. And we always looking for the quality lender, the one that can go ahead and communicate to the client, you know, and how many people, how many transactions we close,
Yeah.
and none of them they say a bad thing about the lender or things like that. You guys are able to go ahead and communicate. That's the first thing, and then you guys are able to go ahead and deliver your product. We talked about this earlier,
Yeah.
and then because you believe in that,
I
and then
do.
I mean, you guys close me. You guys pretty much you know I pretty much bought that product, like from you guys. But bottom line is kind of like that's what it is. I mean, like that's what I think. Like Sunday when when the client called me, and then I mean, I don't like to be chasing lenders, with all my respect, I don't like to wait, and for like anything like back like from this lender and this buyer like 3 or 4 days. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, the feedback needs to be like right there. And you know me, like kind of
Hmm.
like right after, like I give you like an hour after you talk to the guy these
Oh
people.
yeah.
We talk about it on Sunday. I mean, I wasn't trying to go ahead and ruin your day. The
Hmm.
first thing they ask you with respect, are you available to talk to them?
Yeah.
You know, we're in a different market right now. I would say like a year ago, like 2 years ago, we were getting a lot of bunch of buyers. Like, I mean, those were going to voicemail. But
Yeah.
now it's like a buyer call. I answer my phone call, especially these clients. These are past clients. And then I know like if they're coming back. They're coming back to me for a reason. I want to make sure they're being taken care. And I appreciate you taking the call on Sunday. Talk to them, and I think you got them rolling already.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, not only that, not only those particular clients, like the one that you talked to on Sunday, the one that we closed in the past, because I still got communication with those clients that you guys closed, and then, you know, they say, oh, like I want to go ahead and get pre-approved, or I want to go ahead and do that, say, call Jorge, you know.
It's I obviously, in a lending relationship, it's like you're trusting us with obviously your commission. Um, you're trusting us with your clients, and so we don't take it lightly. And I think obviously it's something that's synergistic to the degree of we understand how Javier is. We understand the level of service Javier needs. We understand the level of service, that Javier clients require, the communication. Um, it's funny because again, you might think in your mind, oh, I'm high maintenance. I don't think you are because you trust me, right? So if you give me a client or if you provide us with the lead and if you provide something, you know that it's being taken care of. You're not asking me, hey, did you talk to him? Did you talk to him? Did you talk to him? Like, no. It's like, hey, George, can you connect with this client? And, here's the information. And you continue to hustle. You continue to work.
Yeah, because I mean that's another thing that kind of like I don't have to babysit.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that. At this point of my career, I don't need to do that. I mean, I just have to have everything in place with the people that work with me, you know. And then that's one thing. I mean, I say Jorge here is the lead. They're good. I mean, I know we get bombarded with a lot of calls right now because of DPAs, the advertising we're doing.
Oh, hey,
But even
by the
like
way,
that,
20%'s coming out.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
really?
So in 2 weeks,
Okay,
20% with the same income limits.
okay, that's good for people to know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, little by little, market's gonna open up no matter what, especially the way it is right now. But still, going back to that, I mean, like, we take a lot of calls. We try to go ahead and screen every single call. Not everyone's gonna go ahead and qualify,
Hmm.
And I think we talk about this. Sometimes people lie, and then in the past the first screen, and and it goes to you guys, and then I got a call from you guys. I get a call from you guys, and like you or Mike, and say, Javier, what are you doing? This guy is on Social Security making $600 a month, and he wants a house for like 700,000. Like,
Yeah.
well, sorry guys, like the guy lied to me in the first place.
Yeah, it's our business is I love our business, man. I like what we do. We get to deal with people, but people are also funny, you know. People are
Yeah.
also funny, and it's like that situations where, they tell you one thing and then it's completely something else when we talk to them. But at the end of the day, what Mike and I have always said is just give us the opportunity to talk to them. And you do your filtering, which is really good. Um, right now, I'm doing some filtering, like without that initial call on some of the things that you and I are working on. But it's at the end of the day, it's just numbers. Like I have no fear. I don't know who I was talking to recently, but I'm like, I have no fear of picking up the phone and calling. I have no fear of rejection. Like if I'm gonna get rejected, I'm gonna get rejected. If I'm gonna call someone and they're gonna hang up on me and they're gonna tell me off, I don't take it personal. It's not personal. They don't know me.
I don't think it's taking things personal. That's kind of like you being disciplined to go ahead and do something that you like to go ahead and do. I mean, that's what it just that's part of you every single day. I don't, I don't, I don't take uh, things personally when I go ahead and do door knocking, for example, and somebody slammed the door on me. Like
Have they done that to you?
they are doing that to me. Like sometimes they wanted to go ahead and keep my butt in Ontario.
Yeah.
Really bad. Like I was
See,
in
I
the
told you should carry a knife.
nah, dude. Like and then I was in this backyard in Ontario, South Ontario, and then it was really bad. This the owner's son wanted to go ahead and keep my butt
Oh wow.
because I was closing the guy to go ahead and sell his house because the house was a mess. You know, I was feeling bad for the guy. Like he got a bunch of like kids. Like adults. I'd say like the youngest was like I would say like 30. The older was like 40 something, and a bunch of grandsons. And then the house was paid off and everything. And then the guy wanted to go ahead and sell his house and move out of there because of all the bad stuff. And I remember this guy, the son wanted to go ahead and you know keep my butt in the backyard,
Mm,
because I was, and then by the end of the day, like the guy sold his house. We bought a house from him, and we closed the escrow. The guy was happy to leave Ontario. But that we go through the stuff. You don't see the stuff. Like I mean, we go through a lot of stuff. In the field. Like when I go up there. But no, I'm not scared to go ahead and do that.
yeah.
That's actually that's what I like to do. Like, I like to be in the field. Sometimes I have to be careful when I'm driving and the way that I dress.
Yeah.
Since COVID, everything changed completely. Before I used to wear, I know we were talking about this, about the coat, and
Yeah,
all the
you made
stuff.
me take off my coat.
And then lately, I've been just like wearing like jeans and stuff like that. But I remember like before COVID, I used to wear a suit, like
Always suited and
always
booted.
yeah, all the stuff. But then COVID changed a lot, like and then lately when I go ahead and do door knocking, I feel better. I mean, I'm not trying to impress those people, you know, intimidate those people. I want to go ahead and have one-on-one with them. When I'm trying to go ahead and convince them to go ahead and sell the house to me, I want them to know that I'm there to help them. For whatever circumstances. If they're not trying to go ahead and sell the house, through an investor, maybe it can be a listing. And that's what I'm there. Like trying to help these people, regardless. If they reply back to my letters, if they were clicking on my website, it's for a reason. You know, um, one thing that I do is that trying to be consistent. It's like when a seller click on my website and they're trying to go ahead and get the value of the property, and then they don't answer their phone or that's the wrong number, but I got the email. Yeah, I send the email to them. You know, Not only that, trying to make sure that those people, the ones that own the house, and not go and knock in the front door.
Hmm.
You know, because there gotta be a reason. And then that's what I do. Like at least like once a week. Like I go to their homes and like I mean like yeah, say what you been stuck on me. That you've been in my website. So like clicking on my website for so long, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised I was able to go ahead and close those transactions, convert those to the listings.
I mean, it sounds so simple, but most people won't do it. And especially in this market, I mean, technically in any market that's a great strategy, but especially in this market, and for people to be looking on your website and they see your picture and they receive your email and they get followed around, through different let's maybe funnels or clicks, but then you show up at their door and it's not like, hey, give me business, right? That's not it. But hey, I'm the guy from the emails, like I'm the guy from the website, like how can I help you? It's funny because when I do calls and I tell them, like the part of the call is like, hey, I know you weren't expecting my call, but Javier wanted me to reach out as a courtesy. You've been in contact with him, and obviously I could see how long you've been in contact with them. I would say 90% of people are very open, very nice, very like, hey, they'll recognize your name. Um, and some of them will say, like, hey, I'm not ready yet, but I have some questions. Or, hey, I'm not ready yet. Give me a call at this time. But it is a completely different approach than you want to buy a house. Like I've heard a lot of people on the phone, and I think just my approach is soft enough to allow people to feel unthreatened. And so, like, the extra step, like for example, you doing going to their house and actually saying, "Hey, I'm here. You've been receiving my emails. You've been clicking on my website. How can I help you?" I think people appreciate that. They appreciate it because it's um I mean, more than anything, it's a personal touch, and it's like the most personal touch you can get, which is actually going to their home and seeing how you can help.
Yeah, exactly. And then I've been doing this for almost well, I would say like 20 years, and I'm gonna be with Rima's 19 years. I think next year will be my 20th year. Yeah, I think so. Uh,
29th here?
20 years,
Hmm.
20. I
Come
mean
on,
with
come on.
Jennifer Puglisi for almost 20 years. But anyway, it's kind of like I was I was kind of like I was used to follow a lot my ferry, a
Mm.
lot. Back then, I was still like it's like that door knocking, like call calling and things like that. Of course, everything's changed right now. Everything's online, landing page,
Yeah.
things like that. Or the call action numbers, like using those numbers and people calling and things like that. I was kind of like I was lucky to be in both, the kind of like old school and new school, you know. It's funny because I was talking to somebody in my office today. Again, when people walk into my office and kind of like, I'm open, kind of like, okay,
Well,
they want to know some stuff, And I was telling this person how everything works, since the call action number, how did the call action call lands in my website, my CRM, and how, from that we can go ahead and convert to a buyer. We can see what the buyer's doing in the website, and then I was trying to go ahead and explain all this stuff. The conversations they get recorded in the call action, the CRM follow. Like we know that this person looking for property used to say in North Upland, and we know the price range. Now that's when we start working with that person. Like calling the person, hey, you click in my website.
yeah.
Well, the buyer's kind of like different because we don't know where the buyer lives.
Right,
You know,
right.
but when it's a seller, yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
In my other website, which is kind of like that's the website I use to go ahead and buy properties, um, that's different because I get the address from the person. Even if I don't get well, I get the address from the person, like to say the particular property in the name of the person. But sometimes the person doesn't live in the house, so I do a little bit of homework before I drive there to make sure that the person lives there. Now, if the person doesn't live there and lives the house is in Pomona, but he lives in he got a million address in Laverne, then I go to the house in Laverne. You know.
It sounds like, and I mean, obviously, I know what the answer to this question is, but it sounds like you have a lot of systems in place. And it sounds like you work most effective. Any top producing agent that we know, that we hear of, top producing loan officer has systems. Would you say That's a requirement for success to have systems in place?
In this market, yes, and and like if you're not up to date with a lot of stuff, I'm not saying that I kind of like I got like the top of the line systems and stuff like that, um, but I got everything in order.
Yeah.
I don't work that much. Being here, I can tell you like I can hear when somebody's in my website,
So can
or
I.
or the phone calls right now. You hear the phone calls right now.
Yeah.
I know they're calling the call action number.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to answer right now. The system is helping me. The system is replying back to them. You
Yeah.
know, in this market, yeah, that's what you have to do. New generations is like the way it is right now. You're trying to look for a pair of shoes, tennis shoes, Nike, just to say that, and then you Google, and then from there you start working on your computer, and then you get an email from Nike, and then you go on Instagram, and then you get the advertise from Nike, and they follow you.
Hmm.
Those little cookies. It's the same thing with these tools, and you know that already.
Yeah.
Once they click in my website is gonna go ahead and follow them.
Yeah.
You know, and it goes connected also with Facebook, and and things like that. You can go ahead and like they follow you. You know those tools already, and it's nothing new.
I think it's the thing is it's leveraging those tools, and I think it's agents or loan officers understanding that at the end of the day it is your business, right? You're self-employed.
As an employee, yeah.
So if you're self-employed and all these other companies are doing, they're using these systems, why can't you use those systems? And there's already platforms set up. It's plug and play, and then you can customize it to however it is that you actually like to run your system. Now, sometimes people will go online. Sometimes people will go door knocking. Sometimes people will go to open houses. At the end of the day, my thing is you'll find success in whatever it is that you do and that you do repeatedly. So if you do open houses and you do open houses as an event and you're the open house king, you're going to have a lot of success. If you're the follow-up guy that's always on the phone, like I'm always on the phone. I have great success being on the phone. Other people are going to hate it. What would you say? How does someone identify that, or can someone only identify that by trying all these different things, or should they ask their coach, or should they ask their broker, or
I would say like try to. I mean, I got a lot of tools in place. I mean,
yes,
that's
you?
only it's only like a part of that. I mean, I also do a lot of mail outs too.
Hmm.
I do a lot of non-owner occupies. I do a lot of farmings. I do. I mean, uh, you guys know I got a folding machine. Like, I mean, I can do like a 5,000 letters, like in one zip code, or one particular area, like in less than 30 minutes, I can go ahead and have those letters ready to go.
Yeah.
And then I mean, for a while that was good for me. Those letters that were good for me. And it's funny because I mean I was doing that a lot, and I was pretty good with that. I was getting a lot of deals. But then I noticed that the online advertise started coming out, like Google Ads and things like that, and the market changed. And the funny thing, Jorge, that's during COVID, people were working from home. People had more time. You
Yeah.
know. So what I did was that I started sending letters again during COVID.
Mm,
You know, and believe it or not, I started getting response from there too, from letters. That's
that
what
makes sense.
you know. Because I mean, if you got more time, when you're in the hurry, you get home. It's this is trash. It's just only it's like, it's a letter from George from Integrity. It goes
Yeah.
to the trash. But if you got more time, you get to open that letter.
Yeah. Let me see what this is.
Exactly, that's within. And what I'm trying to say is kind of like all depends what you do, what you good. When I'm saying tools, yes. Right now, there's so many things you can go ahead and do to help you. You know, to build your business. That's the main thing. Take advantage of those tools. There's a lot of stuff out there that you don't have to spend a lot of money. Of course, if you want a killer system, yeah, you want to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
But literally, you have to start somewhere. You know, that's what I tell people. I mean, invest money in your business, and using that, I mean, I've been investing money, with my agents, in the way that we got tools, like we got landing pages, we got different things that, they're there for my team to be able to go ahead and use them and try to go ahead and make money.
It's
Now,
all those tools help. It's just a matter of using them.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like a dialer. I mean, the dialer is there, but if you don't dial, I mean, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I mean, everyone. I mean, all the top producers, like, you know, they um, they do the same things, man. Like I was in Vegas 2 weeks ago, and then I noticed that producers from Miami and New York, you know, they get those awards too. I was lucky, to share this stage with them, for the last, we'll say, like a long time, Um, and then, I mean, they do the same thing that I do, like the dial. Sometimes they do door knocking. The only difference is, uh, when I met this guy from New York, okay, and there was he and another guy from, I think it was Miami, and the guy, we were to get the worst, and then we're talking right there, and then the guy was saying, like, okay, oh yeah, so where do you live, oh, over here, like freaking New York, and you Miami, like, and you like California, like Rancho Cucamonga, Island Empire.
Yeah,
And then the guy from Miami asked the guy from New York, how many transactions do you close to get this award?
yeah,
And the guy say, oh, I saw like about, I think he said 11 transactions. Okay. And I'm kind of like, I was listening to the conversation. So the guy from New York asked the guy from Miami, so, how
yeah,
many transactions do you close?
yeah,
And the guy goes, you know what? I saw like about, I think he said like 27, 20, not even 30. And then that particular year, that was the first year that we got the Diamond Award. Uh, and then I don't think we hit 100 transactions, but I think we did like about 78 transactions as a team, you
hmm,
know. I'm not going to say that I did for myself, like a team. And back then I used to have more, team members. You remember that?
yeah.
And I say 78 transactions. And then
What?
look at me like, so which part of California you live? And I Rancho Cucamonga, which is the Inland Empire.
Yeah,
The average price back then, like so a while back, like I think it was what, like about 70 years ago, it was like 300,000, 350,000.
yeah,
But I mean, that's what we did, kind of like, but no matter what, I'm trying to say, it's kind of like, maybe it was harder for them to go ahead and do like the guy that did like 9, 11 transactions, door knocking, he did a lot of follow up,
yeah,
and the same thing from the guy from Miami, and then that's what we did also as a team. Like it was a lot of work. A lot of work, a lot of showings, a lot of open houses, and But the bottom line, we were doing the same thing, and that's a good thing when you go to those conferences. Like you get to know. I know a lot of people. Being with Rima so many years. Um, I know people from all over. And then we got a group. And this group, we shot. Like we talk about the market. It's the same kind of market. You know, same kind of market, no matter what. But
Do you see the market right now similar to the market of 7 or 8 years ago?
you know what? It's a different market. It's
Okay.
it's crazy, and you know that too.
Yeah.
And people still buy right now. People being careful right now. I guess because what happened, the
Yeah.
last recession. But I mean, I was showing uh, I was showing properties to the Rodriguez last Friday when it was raining, and it was crazy. I was showing properties in Hunter Ridge, and this particular agent, she told me you got to be there at 5:30. So we got there at 5:15. You know, and there were 3 people inside the house. So then the second showing was on the street, also on Hunter Ridge,
Hmm.
and this agent also said, you have to be there between 6 and 7. That's the only showing times on Friday.
Right.
Why did they do that? I don't know. But anyways, so we got to this second house, and then people were lining up, to go ahead and walk into that house.
Yeah.
And I see the market moving,
It-
and then I see like houses start like moving to like if you price a property right, it's gonna go ahead and sell. You know, the hard part is to convince a seller that it's not the same market from last year at all. It's a different market. You
yeah.
know, and then pretty much price a house right. You know, Don't try to take a listing, overpriced listing, like and be out there and try to knock down the price. That's the thing. But I mean, bottom line is kind of like, I mean, it's a different market, and we have to do adjustments no matter what. I've seen you working more. Um, in my case, I mean, like until recently, until like probably like until like the end of the year, last year, till probably like December, I was taking a day off for myself from Thursdays, and I wasn't working. Saturday or Sunday, I wasn't working. I had the luxury to go ahead and do that because I got a big team and I got an assistant, Oscar, by the way. Uh, but it's a different market. So now
It's
I'm not now I'm working Thursdays and I'm working Saturday and Sundays.
well, that's the thing, right? So let's imagine it wasn't real estate. Let's imagine that it was a corporation and we sold Nikes. And we were owners of Nike. I own Nike, you own Adidas. And all of a sudden we're not selling the same amount of shoes. Would we still do the same advertisements? The answer is no. We would not do the same thing. We would pivot. We would pick another spokesperson. We would come out with another shoe. We would come out with another commercial. We would come out with something different because the time requires it, right? Like if we have a restaurant and a restaurant's not functioning and we're losing money, what happened? Like, do we need to change our menu? Do we got to change the bar? Do we need to do, Taco Tuesday? Do we need to do a girls' night, ladies' night? Like, you got to change. But agents that are still working in the same way, or agents that, or lenders that are not answering the phone, what I tell Laura, it's like, I got to go to the office. It's Saturday and I'm here dialing all day. Um, my days are longer. My work weeks are longer. I'm on the phone. 2 years ago, I'm like, no, I'm taking today off. Like we had the luxury of doing that. I don't have the luxury of doing that. I just don't. We got to work.
Yeah,
I want to grow up and be like Javier.
but you know what? Not only you, a lot of people making adjustments. And then the way that they're doing business right now. And then uh, um, I know a lot of people. I know you know a lot of people too. Unable to go ahead and talk to like brokers from the area, big time brokers. And then also agents too. They run things. And then they making adjustments too. They're working more. You know, uh, I mean, pretty much you have to roll out your sleeves and get to work. That's the thing. Not because I got a team, I'm gonna depend on my team at all. You know, I don't depend them to close for me to go ahead and make my living, and they know that already. I mean, they're producing, I produce too, no matter what.
Yeah.
Um, Until then, there's always a way to go ahead and make money. We were talking about this earlier. I mean, if you're not lucky with buyers in this market, change to sellers, like it was sellers change to buyers. If you like to work in distressed properties, you know, going to people's houses and listen to their problems, and then and try to list the property, you can go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and do that. But there's always something to do.
Yeah.
The thing is not to give up. That's the thing. And as a team leaders, and my various also knows this too. We have to show people, you know, the way to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if I'm lost, if I don't know what to do in this market, my team will say, what the hell I'm doing over here? What are you doing with this thing? This thing is not even produce anything. Like Javier's over there golfing. Javier's over on vacation. We here working. No, I roll out my sleep and I work.
It's
You know,
lead by example.
live by example.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Of course, it's not the same market. We wish the market would stay like that. You know, but I mean, no, I mean we had to work. If people that don't work, of course, they're not gonna produce. And you have to put more hours.
Yes.
That's going back to that. Now I'm working on Thursdays. I'm not golfing on Thursdays anymore, and I'm working Saturdays and Sundays.
We gotta go golfing. You gotta teach me how to golf, man. I don't know how to golf.
Yeah, we gotta go to Elmer's tournament, by the way.
Oh, when is that?
uh, April 24 or 27.
April 24th or 27th. So
Yeah.
we'll find out what day that is.
Yeah,
Elmer's eHomes golf tournament. It's for charity, right?
yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Let's do that. Anything in particular that you want to address, talk about, or um, a message to agents, loan officers, or just in general to just
In general, I mean, I can say to the ones that went through the last recession. I don't think we're in recession right now. There's too much money out there. People still buying. Compared with the last time the market changed completely back in 2007, 8, 9.
Mhm.
You know, banks that were, I mean, some banks that were really hard to lend money. Right now, it's like, I mean, this the buyer qualified right now for the loan. Thus, they can go ahead and get a loan. That's easy. And of course, there's some pros over there, like, people that run business. You know that over the 12 months and, bank statements. I mean, there's always a way. Most of the buyers that I got right now are the people that have been waiting for the market to go ahead and change a little bit. Um, market market still strong no matter what. We see prices changing, but not like 200,000 or 300,000, but people were expecting the market to go like that. There's still a lot of money. I mean, and bottom line, we had to work, dude. We had to do that. Like, I mean, you work a lot too. You know,
it's I'm not allergic to work. You know, it's funny because I've gone to the movie theater, right? I love going to the movies, and sometimes I see kids working, and I see them working really slow. You know, they'll go get the popcorn, like it's almost like in slow motion. And I remember my first paying job was here at AMC. I would look at the line, and it was when there were really long lines, man, like long lines. And in my head, I would compete with the cash register next to me. This is when I was 14, 15. And again, people are like, man, you were a weird kid. Yeah, I was. But I wanted to get my line down faster than the line next to me. I didn't get no incentives. I didn't get no bonus. I didn't get no extra pay. But it's that competitive nature in me to just get it done. Or they would send me to clean the restrooms. And I would figure out how do I clean the restrooms the quickest. Or go clean a movie theater, right? You have to clean the movie theater after it's done. You have to usher it. And so I've been like this my whole life. Like I don't shy away from work, to roll up the sleeves, to make the phone calls, to work the weekends. But if you want to be successful, um, you got to pay your dues. Like it's not going to fall in your lap. And obviously, the market's different. You got to figure out strategies. You have to be consistent. You have to have your, let's say, daily schedule. You have to stay positive because you're gonna hit brick walls sometimes. You have to have a good broker like Jennifer, someone to support you. Um, and team members to support you like Oscar to be able to assist with the process. Synergistic relationships with your, let's say, with your lenders or with your realtors or your insurance agent. I think it's like looking at it like the macro view, like the business. Like obviously you have to have this setup, but then obviously then you have to work within the business. But I think we can all find great success in the actual market that we're in, whether it's from a buyer's perspective, getting a property below market value, closing costs paid, from a seller, making sure that it's properly priced so you don't have to, decrease the price significantly, and working with a good agent. Someone who has a distressed property talking to you, and you're going to get them, the most in their pocket with the way that the property is. Obviously, if it wasn't distressed, and they'd be able to sell at a higher price. But there's ability for people to find success today, but you got to put the work in. If you're not willing to put the work in, then you know,
yeah. And then, I mean, and I hate to say this, but like, in this kind of market, you're gonna see a lot of people leaving business.
yep.
It's easy for you to go ahead and, I would say jump, or you can go ahead and ask, somebody from the citrus board, or whoever where you belong, and then you can go ahead and ask, how many people renew the license, and not the license, how many people pay their dues, how many people they renewing the license, and then, I mean, I love real estate, and I'm here to stay. You know, I'm not going anywhere, and then the one they're gonna go ahead and stay, they're gonna stay. The ones they were, jumping the wagon when the market was good, you know, and now it's not that good anymore. Of course, they're gonna be leaving.
Yeah.
with all respect, I respect that too, but again, it's a different market. We had to go ahead and work and discipline. That's the main thing. There's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways, to to uh, to get to know the market, to I guess like to attract buyers. You see me with this freaking sign DPA, sign down payment assistant. I mean, I mean, I don't care, man. Like you seen those on the freeway, you seen these in the market, but you know what?
It's
You can you
families.
you can tell how many of those we close. How many, I mean, if I can do it, and George can do it too, as a loan officer, and Barrios too. I mean, they can do it too. There's no secret for it. You know, the only thing is that got us to go ahead and work, and be positive. Be positive every single day, and then that's what we're talking about this in the morning. And like whatever date I had today, the next morning trying to go ahead and clear, erase everything.
Yeah.
Not everything, but of course, if I got a pretty good day today, a pretty good closing, next morning I'm gonna be like excited to go back and work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's the thing, like I've seen agents like like closing killer deals, and then pretty good commissions, and I tell them, like get some of the money and invest in your business,
Yeah.
you know, and then some of them they listen. Some of them they're like a month later they don't have any money. Like sounds funny, but I mean, we've been doing this for a while and we see that happen. And like, like, what do you mean you don't got no money to pay for your CRN? What do you mean you don't have money to pay for this? I mean, kind of like, I mean, they're not taking this serious. I mean, it's like a store talking about product again.
Yeah.
If you don't stock your shelves with product, you're not gonna have customers because you're not carrying the product.
Yeah. It's the concept of a business. It's staying positive, consistent, doing the work, rolling up your sleeves, educating yourself. There's always ways to make money. Um, it's funny, my mom saw me the other day and she goes, "Are you worried?" I'm like, "About what?" She goes, "¿Andas preocupado?" I'm like, "About what?" She goes, "The market." I'm like, "No. What are you like I understand what's happening. I understand what happened last year. I get it, but I can't live there. I can't live that with that. It's like today's a new day. Today's a new day. Positive. Not to be oblivious of what's going on, but like you said, there's always ways to make money, man.
There's always a way to go ahead and make money, and then I know in the lending side's a different thing because I mean I know you had to be able to go ahead and have a big network with a lot of realtors.
Yeah.
You're able to go. I mean, because the bottom line, those are the ones that gonna go ahead and give you a deal for you guys to go ahead and for you guys to get a loan. I'm sorry, but anyways, that's your network. But time changed a lot too, and that's another thing that I tell my agents, and I tell my assistant, um, always treat the other realtor with respect, during the transactions, you know, always. Doesn't matter, like with a listing agent, treat these people with respect, you know. I used to say that to my previous assistant, say, you know what, you don't raise the voice to the to the buyer's agent, you know, don't get mad at the buyer's agents, and then respect them because you never know down the road that buyer's agent become, a leasing agent, a top producer, and you know what, he's gonna go ahead and remember, your name no matter what. But if you're the kind of guy that close a transaction and you get a good communication with the buyer's agent or the leasing agent, you know, how many times, before we submit an offer in this market, you know, we go back to the emails or the database and we try to go and see, do we close a transaction with this guy?
Hmm.
You know, and what we do is kind of like before I ask this guy for something, I tell the guy, oh yeah, we closed a transaction together. We closed this transaction, you know. And I would say like 90% of the cases, yeah, we got a pretty good relation with the agent, unless something happened, which is really rare,
Yeah.
and then it's funny because I mean, like,
And a lot of times we've gotten offers accepted because they've worked with us in the past.
exactly,
They're
Exactly.
like, oh, it's so and so,
Yeah. Yeah.
and if you have the same offer, same dollar amount for the seller, and you have a choice now, and they could say, hey, look, I've worked with this team before. They respond, they're proactive, they communicate. They're going to take your offer versus the other person that they don't know if it's the same dollar amount.
Exactly. And I remember closing transactions with you guys, and I didn't know this particular agent, and then I think I text you or my various, I think both of you, and then you guys say, oh yeah, we know this agent. I guess you guys closed a transaction with the agent, and I guess the agent was a you friend or my friend, and then yeah, we were able to go and negotiate the offer and make it happen. It happened probably like a couple times with
It's
different agents.
it's happened a lot.
It happened a lot.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Network is really like protect your network. Your image as an agent.
yeah,
Because you never know. You never know. I mean, I don't really believe it or not, I'm really friendly. In like people that don't know me, they don't know. How the way I am.
yeah,
Uh, but when it goes down to business, it goes down to business. Clear.
yeah.
And then once we close the transaction, all good with everyone.
Right.
You know, that's what it is.
Well, I appreciate your time,
I
man.
know,
I know
man.
you're busy. Your phone's blowing up.
I know, dude.
Hopefully, there should be some buyers.
All right. Still like 2 hours here.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Did it feel that long?
Kind of. Yeah. My neck was kind of like, oh.